guys, welcome back to the podcast. What is this episode, like 55 at this point?
This is like episode like 15. We're recording this on June 21st.
Ew.
One day into summer and we're suffocating from the heat.
Guess what, guys? I'm pregnant, just kidding.
What the fuck?
That's funny because I was going to start with a joke about my being pregnant, but she's not.
Fuck off.
It was funny that you kind of said what I was going to say. I was like, fuck.
We have the same DNA, so we have the same brain.
We have the same spit.
Same spit. Today, I am 3 years sober.
Holy shit.
Congrats, Becca! Give me a
Wait.
high five!
I have it in my calendar. I don't know why I didn't.
That's okay.
Did I put it on the wrong day?
Congrats.
What the fuck?
I'm so proud
Nice.
of you. I'm 1
It
year.
feels like it doesn't feel real, but at
wait
the
on.
same time, it feels like forever, but it also doesn't feel like that long. But
I'm like
Hey,
1 year and a
no,
month.
You don't want to drink that.
Yeah.
Lay down.
It's funny because on my birthday, I was like, I can do whatever I want. And I'm like, because I will allow myself like one cheat drink like in the future. Like, and there has to be rules to it. Like, I can't have access to more.
No, don't do that.
Well, I don't think I'll ever actually do it,
No,
but that's what
don't
I
do
tell
that.
myself.
Yeah.
You
just to
guys are
like get
"That's
yourself
bad."
by.
Well,
Just being like, I'll just have one hit of my Juul.
Anyway, there's a point to this because I was like, I'll allow myself one cheat drink, and I'm like, I could have it on my birthday. And then the thought of drinking alcohol made my stomach do a flip,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in a bad way. And so I don't think this was the point. I don't think I'll ever drink again.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever become like a social drinker.
No.
I feel like it's like not in our genetics.
No,
anyway.
it's either you drink all of it or you drink none of it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if I were to ever drink again, it would probably be slippery slope down
yeah, dude, you just quit.
a year and a month ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Still, like,
yeah, I'm pretty new.
if you quit now, or quit your quitting, then it's like all that would be for nothing. And then, you know how you're just getting your stomach back to somewhat normal,
Yeah.
and then you're like,
Even
even if it's just one, then it's like, what's, that's like the, you know what they say, it's just one cigarette.
yeah,
It can't be bad for you.
Yeah.
just one rail of cocaine.
Yeah, like that. I mean, I know it's different, but
I
like
know,
that
we
is
can
kind of like, think of it as it's black tar. Like if you hit it, you will not be
black
able to,
tar heroin.
like, you gotta like tell yourself.
Here's a pillow.
Like
You can come over here,
on
yeah.
our vacation to Orlando. Was it Orlando? Or where did we go?
Orlando.
Florida. Okay. And I drank that diet soda
Yeah.
and it tasted like alcohol for a
It
second.
tasted like
Yeah.
Coke and rum.
yes,
Because I
and
think
it,
you
like,
had me have a taste of it.
it made me have like a full blown panic attack because
Yeah.
at that time I was around like 2-ish years sober.
Yeah.
So that like even accidentally drinking something.
That's
That would be
scary.
That would
that's one of my fears because like I was drinking like fancy beverages from the store to help satiate.
Asphyxiate.
No.
no, satiate the craving. I don't know if I'm saying that word right.
Lesson.
The last part of it is right. I can't think of the
Satiate.
satiate.
Satiate,
Like, yeah,
satiate the craving,
like satisfy.
and like
Yeah.
I would drink something, and it would like make my tummy feel happy. You know what I mean? And I'd be like,
Yeah,
and
like
I'd
that
look-
warm feeling.
Yeah, and then I would look, and it would just be like just
Kombucha.
regular cider. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nothing's at. There's no alcohol. It even says no alcohol on it, and I'm still like, but what if? What if it does? Like that, I was
Yeah.
hugely paranoid about that.
You should have saw me. This isn't necessarily like a thing that I'm like not trying to do, but at the time I was like, I mean, I'm still not like in the right headspace to do it, but after I graduated, me and Maya went to a graduation party. Some guy at our school's parents were out of town. It was like one of those things, and he was really fucked up when I got there. Like we got there like 30 minutes after the party had started. He was already gone.
Yeah.
And he was cooking brownies, and
Baking.
he's like, Matthew, you need to eat a brownie. And I was like, what, is there like weed in it or something? And he was like, no. It's like-
Cocaine.
he's like, but eat a fucking brownie. And I was like, no, I'm paranoid about it because I
Yeah.
don't trust you. And he opened his drawer and like pulled out a knife and like he didn't
Eat the
But-
fucking brownie.
but I didn't trust this guy. I didn't know what he was on. And he was like, he was for real, like, eat a fucking brownie. Like, he was getting mad at me. And thankfully, someone, like, not knowing what was going on, like just casually started a conversation with him, and he was distracted, and me and Maya like slipped out.
You think they did it on purpose? They're like, we know
No.
he's crazy.
No,
That's
No.
scary.
but they were fine. They were normal brownies. I didn't have them.
Okay, good.
Just because I'm paranoid about shit like that. So.
You know, one thing I'm glad about being sober?
Hmm.
I'll never be cringy messy.
Ugh.
Like, you know, when you get sloppy drunk?
Yeah.
I will never be... Like, I see videos of people that are sloppy drunk, and I'm like, oh my god, that was me.
Yeah, it makes me like cringe for them.
Because I was them at one point.
Like
I would get... like, every party, sloppy fucking drunk.
I could like feel the anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Like just watching people drunk videos. Like
I it's like triggering to me. I
Yes.
almost can't even watch it.
Yeah.
Like... I can hear somebody talk about their friend who was sloppy drunk, and I still just go, ugh, but it's not as bad as seeing it.
I was like sometimes a mean drunk, so like that was not good either.
Okay, so when you were drunk, I'm trying to think of how to word this.
I was very confrontational.
Yes. Like you, now you are very passionate about the things that you stand for.
Yeah.
But when you were drunk, it was like times 10, and I could just mention something briefly, and like something like that had kind of something to do with something you were passionate about, and then it was like you would take it and you'd twist it and you'd run with it, and then you would not let it go, and it'd be a whole fight. And I remember being like, Becca, like trying to calm you down.
I've only seen that twice, I think, or once that I can for sure recite.
Well, there was other points where when you were drunk where it basically was something in the past hurt your feelings, and it would get brought up, and you would get very, very worked up about it, and there was nothing anyone could do to talk you down or calm you down or get you out of that angry state. You were just mad. You were an angry drunk. Not always.
I think that when I was drunk, it would also what's the word?
Heighten.
Exaggerate my BPD symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm technically like the subgenre, not just subgenre. What's the fucking word? Subcategory, I guess, of I'm quiet BPD. So a lot of my
variant, I guess.
Well, I don't know about that, but a lot of my symptoms and stuff I project inwards instead of outwards. So a lot of the N-word would come outward when I was drunk.
Did
you would say the N-word a lot? The N-word would come outward.
The N-word.
N-word.
It's not like you said N-word.
It's a word!
You said N-word.
Yeah, the N-word would come out while you were drunk, Becca.
I knew
it. We know what you mean, but it just sounded like you said the N-word would come outward.
Oh, fuck, no.
Even after, yeah.
The symptoms that I would suppress.
You could not suppress them when you were drunk. Yeah.
And they would also be exaggerated. So, like, I don't know. If you're one of those people that you know that when you're drunk, you're hurting not only yourself, but other people around you, please stop drinking. Because you are ruining yourself and the relationships with the people around you.
Yeah.
Actively. So, that's just, like, one of the things that, like, helped push me.
See, I feel like when I was drunk, I don't really remember... It sucks because I drank so much that basically I was blackout all the time, so I don't remember a huge chunk of my 20s.
Yeah.
What I do remember is I know that I would become extremely flirty with everyone around me, and it was like Justin, poor Justin. He had to like, there was times he had to pick me up and physically take me out of places. Like there was one time I went to Goodfellas and I was with Justin and one of Justin's friends, I'm not going to say her name, but we were with one of his friends, and I remember this dude came up to me, and he handed me a drink, and I just remember he was really tall, and I remember looking up at him, and he's like, you have pretty eyes, and I was like, you do too, you know what I mean? And, like, we were just staring at each other, and Justin's friend was standing there like,
it's like, go get your soulmate, Jesus.
His friend was standing there like, come on, Caitlin, your husband is downstairs. And she, like, grabbed me and drugged, but it would have turned into, like, a whole flirty banter. Like, I don't think I ever acted on anything. It was just flirty banter. Like, I would just hardcore flirt with people.
You would sit on people's laps and stuff.
I would, yeah. Yeah, I would. That's so cringe.
Yeah, dude, you did that to me.
I don't remember.
You would try to sit on my lap. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I don't know. I don't even
For real.
remember
What
that.
in the incest?
Like I said, I was blackout.
Yeah. Like, I get it. Like, if you're drunk, you're not thinking. But, like, I'm not. And I'm going
You're
to
like,
remember
I
this.
don't want you.
Yeah.
I don't want you on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would invade people's personal space. It was really bad. I'm glad that I have complete control over my body and my thoughts.
Yeah.
And I remember everything that I do. I remember it all.
Big on that, remembering everything.
Mm-hmm. Like, now if somebody's like, oh, this and this happened, if it was anywhere a year beyond, I can't even argue it. Because I don't actually remember what happened. I remember bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Have you ever had, like, a memory from when you were blacked out, like, you've gotten new pieces of it later on?
Yeah.
Like, years later? I have. It's weird.
And then you kind of remember it and you're like, oh, that's trauma.
We should all go to a hypnotherapist, and then they can get, like, dream memories and, like, blackout memories out of you, because it's, like, technically it's still in your brain.
You don't want to know that?
Me either. I'm like, I don't want to.
You don't want to. They're suppressed for a reason.
I was going to say, there's a reason they're locked away in the vault.
But it would be so interesting. I think I would probably end up... Never mind. But,
You're like, we're not finishing that thought.
No. I don't know. It would be interesting.
It would be interesting if it wasn't you who had to deal with the aftermath.
Yeah.
Like, to see it happen to someone else, yeah, that would be cool. But I don't want to go through that. I have, like, really weird dreams, and all my dreams they've always been hyper realistic. So one thing that I have trouble with, especially with my alcoholism in the past, is deciphering between dreams and reality. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I'd have dreams that could happen in real life. And so I think that it actually happened in real life. Like, I'll talk to someone, I'll be like, remember when you said this, this, and that? And they'd be like, I never said that. I'm like, dude, we had a whole conversation about it. Like, no, it was a dream. Like, just last night I had a dream that me and Justin bought a new house, and it was massive. And he was telling me how to get rid of my desk. And I was like, no, that's my desk. No, I'm not getting rid of it. And he's like, it's heavy and it's hard to move. I don't want it in our house. And, like, we were, like, bickering about it. And it was, like, something that we would actually bicker about. But he wouldn't make me get rid of my desk. Yeah. But it was, like, in the same vein of things that we would bicker about. And I know it was a dream. But, like, if I was in my alcoholic stage, I probably would sit here on the couch, like, a year later and randomly be like, remember when you tried to make me get rid of my desk? You know what I mean? You'd be like, what are you talking about? You know?
Yeah. I have a friend who misremembers stuff, but then believes fully that it happened.
Yeah. And
then when I try to tell him something else happened, I'm like, I look bad.
You're the bad guy.
Like, just for, like, an example, there was this one time, me and a couple buddies went to the rec center at NKU, and we got kicked out because one of them, two of the friends in the group are very confrontational. So, like, if someone, like, steps on their toes a little bit, they're going to call you out for it. Just happened to be a lifeguard that metaphorically stepped on someone's toes. And it was, like, this was over the course of 2 visits. So the first visit, my buddy was swimming, and the pool was, like, just about to close. And the lifeguard was like, you got 1 minute, you got to get out of that pool. And he was like, do you think I can make it to the end of the pool and back in a minute? And the guy was like, no, I don't think you can. He was like, oh, so you're challenging me. And then he started swimming, and then the pool closed, obviously, when he was, like, not even halfway down. And he got written up. And then the next time...
Was he an NKU student?
I don't think so.
How do you get written up?
Well, they just write your name down or whatever. But the next time, the same lifeguard, like, still had beef with him. So, like... we were in the pool, and we started talking to the lifeguard while we were in the pool, and she, like, flipped the fuck out and was like, what'd she say? She, like, started yelling at him. She's like, we're not here for your entertainment. Blah, 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 blah. And we're like, what the fuck?
Like, this was out of left field.
And, so obviously they're going to be like, what are you talking about, dude? And they got shitty with them because she got shitty with us. And Caitlin's about to get shitty in her bathroom.
No, I'm not. I'm taking my allergy medicine.
Oh, okay.
Because I keep going.
God, there's a very vital part of this that I'm missing. Well, and essentially, it got to the point to where everyone in the group had to write their name down and, like, sign a piece of paper. Basically, we got rid of. So, like, if we get enough write-ups, then we're, like, banned from the thing. But, So there's a point where we're all standing like by the front counter and we're writing our names down in this iPad. And apparently 2 of the guys didn't put the real names. I didn't know that. So when they handed me the thing, they was like, "Is that you?" And I was like, "No." And it was my name, but it was misspelled. I was like, "Oh, yeah." And I fixed it. And somehow that got turned into, "Oh, Matt's a snitch. He said that wasn't our name." That's not what happened at all. So now 2 of the guys, because of one of the guys, okay, so one guy misheard the situation, told the other guy what happened, and so now they both believe that that's the story, that what really happened.
No.
So now whenever I'm like around them, they like bring it up. Like, that didn't even happen like that. Like I saw my name misspelled. I was like, "Oh, I fucked up. I typed a D instead of an S for my last name. That's not my name."
So
I fixed it.
They only saw the interaction. They didn't like hear.
Yeah, they're like, "Is this you?" I'm like, "No."
And they thought you were like...
They put fake names, so eventually they came back around like, "So this isn't you," or something like that.
Damn.
I didn't go, "Oh, that's not their names." I never would have fucking done that. So now I'm like, I have like the snitch allegations against me. Like, that is not me.
That's
like he's a snitch.
One of the worst things you could do in like a friendship. Like rat someone out.
Shit like that.
It's
like that, I wouldn't have done that.
It ruins all the trust.
There's no reason for me to be like, "Oh, that's not their names. They're trying to fuck with you guys." I would never do that. Even if it was the police, why would I do that? If I'm not in any trouble, like, if I'm not facing life in prison.
If I murdered someone, would you tell the police?
No, probably not.
Really?
No.
Damn, okay.
If it was like I was the only person who knew for sure.
Oh, let's say you were a suspect.
Accomplice.
I wouldn't talk.
Well, no,
why would I
you
talk?
didn't. I'm saying like you didn't do anything, but they like somehow think you're a part of it, but you know that I did it.
There's no benefit in talking.
I would want you to say
No,
I don't want you to go to jail.
I mean, obviously, if you did it for no reason.
I feel like if Matthew got charges pressed against him and was actually like going to trial and shit, I feel like you would fess up because you wouldn't want him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot I could say.
Yeah. You're a part of this scenario.
I would just not talk.
You
like,
need a lawyer.
Even if it incriminates me to some degree, not talking would probably be the best option. Just let my lawyer do whatever.
Yeah.
Like
in the first scenario you were talking about, where either your friends thought you snitched on you snitched on them. It's funny because my autistic ass would not realize. I'd be like, "Who wrote that? I don't know who those people are."
I'm like, that wasn't
I mean?
me.
Yeah.
Like, they handed me the iPad and they're like, "Is this you?" And I said no, and I was like, "Oh, that's my name, but I misspelled it. I fucked it up." So apparently they gave fake names. And so they're like, they saw me writing my name and I misspelled it. I don't know. But.
That would piss me off. If they keep bringing it up.
Okay, so here's what happened. That happened a year ago. I didn't hear about that until like 2 months ago. And I was like, what? No.
So they were probably talking
it was
about
like, it like festered over time and it like, you know how when you remember something, you're remembering the last time you remembered it. So like it gets a little bit more distorted. I'm like, when the fuck did that happen? When the fuck did I become...
So they've probably been like dwelling on that for a while.
Yeah.
Like this guy, fucking
what
snitch.
the fuck?
Instead of like coming to you and being like, that wasn't cool, and you could like
it was
defend yourself in that moment.
I was with one of the guys that were in the group with a different friend, and he just randomly brings it up, and I'm like, what? That's not what happened. And he's like refusing to say that, even listen to what I had to say. Because even when I said, I'm like, no, he handed me the iPad, it wasn't my name, so I fixed it. How is that me being like, they put fake names? I'm like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
So I'm getting...
And you didn't even know. They didn't even tell you.
Right. There was no communication between us. I didn't know that they were going to...
I think 90% of problems are from lack of communication.
Yeah.
No, actually.
Or miscommunication.
Mm-hmm.
Actually.
Like, they could have easily solved this if they just talked to you about it in the beginning.
Do guys do that, though? Like, well, obviously, it's generalizing, but do you talk about stuff like that together? Like, hey, I saw you do this. Or not.
Those guys.
Yeah. I just can't imagine.
Her favorite blanket is the blanket behind you. And so I feel like that's why she keeps pacing, because she wants to lay right there on that blanket.
There you go, girl.
That's all she wants. That's why she was pacing and not listening. Is because she just wanted to lay there on that blanket.
I'm still mad about.
I know, I can tell.
I'm like, it's brewing and when
someone like says shit and it's like, I didn't even do that.
Yeah. Like being told that you're like lying when you're not sucks so bad. I'm like, I have no reason to lie about that. If I did it, I would just say I did it. Like, that would be a shitty thing to do. That's why I wouldn't fucking do it. But yeah, and then I wasn't originally going to talk about this, but yesterday I was at work, and my buddy asked me if I wanted to go bowling. I was like, I'd rather go climbing. And he was like, well, I won't be able to bowl tomorrow night with you guys, which we are planning on going bowling tonight. He was like, I won't be able to bowl tomorrow night. And I was like, well, I can. He was like, you're an asshole. I'm like, whoa. I literally just sent him, there was a meme where it's like a group of people talking, and then there's a guy on the outside, and then there's a guy in the middle of the group that goes, like, looking at the guy like a thumbs up, and then goes back to talking. And I was just like, why would he, because I said I can, because I can bowl. And then it was like, I was really confused as to why he would say that. Because I'm like...
Do you think he, like, misinterpreted your tone?
He does that shit all the time. And then he...
Like, he reads in between the lines, and it's like, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
There's no subtext.
And then he's mad. I'm like... And then, like, a couple hours later, this isn't a group chat. And I'm talking to the other guy in the group chat. And then the guy who said that chimes in. I'm like... I just said I can bowl after. I'm like, I meant no disrespect by it. He's like, I thought you did. I'm like, no, what? Because I said I can bowl?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Maybe,
what the fuck?
did he think, like, you were saying he doesn't know how to bowl?
No, he's better than me at bowling. I'm not good at bowling yet, but
That's so
I was just kind of like,
weird.
what the fuck?
Like, are you guys in a relationship? What's happening?
No, I know, right? It's honestly exhausting.
I was going to say I feel bad for all of his girlfriends.
Well, yeah. He's been in a long-term relationship for the past, like, 6 years? 7 years? But yeah.
I feel bad for her.
Like,
you might just saying something and be like, what do you mean by that?
No, I know. It's...
People that, like, overly read into, like, subtext that doesn't exist is so frustrating. Like, I don't know. People, like, will take your tone. They'll take in, like, the way, like, the words... like the phrasing you use and like twist it.
Like if you're like, they send a message like, hey, can we change the time that we're supposed to hang out from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and you respond, yeah, that's fine. And they look at it as you're saying, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or they'll be like, can we change it from this time to this time? And they'll be like, oh, so you don't want to hang out.
No, that's how he is.
Yeah. That shit pisses me off. Like, what do you mean?
Like we're all adults and we have busy lives, and I am making time out of my busy week to spend time with you. Just because I changed the time doesn't mean shit.
That's another thing. If he does that shit, and then if I say anything about it, then he won't invite me to something. Be like, oh, I thought you didn't want to go.
Like, what do you mean?
What? Because I didn't. Okay, so I said in the text, I didn't want to bowl 2 days in a row. I'd rather go climbing and then bowl tomorrow night. And he took offense to that. And then
sorry.
It's like he can't understand the word no. Like it's almost like, why do you not want to? Like I'll be like, oh, I want to hang out with Maya, and he's like, you can see her after. I'm like, no.
That pisses me off when people do that. Like, just take a note and leave it. Like, respect my boundary.
It's very frustrating. It's
people
very
like
frustrating.
that kind of scare me though. You can't take a no.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say.
I think that a lot of people project when they do that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think a lot of times they say those certain things to get out of things, or like say those certain, like they'll do what you do. They'll say the certain things you say and mean it that way, but you don't mean it that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like, it's almost like if you had a tone and you didn't realize you had it, or like you say something that they take as offensive, they'll do it back to you, but like,
they do that every day.
They do it back to you, but like in the way that they heard it.
Yeah.
So like if I'm like, I don't know, man, I don't know what I want to do. He's like, yeah, I don't know, man, I don't know what I want to do either. It's just kind of like, he doesn't do that, but I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
It gives me the ick.
Like even if you specifically tell someone, when I say certain things, I mean what I say,
not how I sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will still twist it.
I mean, admittedly, I do that with Maya. Like, she says something and she has, like, sort of a tone. I take offense to it because I'm like, where is that coming from? She's like, I literally am just frustrated with something. Yeah. I'm not meaning how I sound. I just,
I do that with Justin. Like, sometimes I'll say something and then I'll, he'll get this look on his face and I'll pause for a second and I'll be like, that sounded rude. I literally just meant it, like, because my tone will be off. And I'll be like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? I'll be like, well, I meant yes. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to have an attitude or anything. Like, people can just perceive you in a way that you're not meaning to be perceived.
As a matter of fact, I did that to Maya last night because she was telling me something and I zoned out. and she was like asking me a question. I was just like, yeah, I guess. And she was like, what do you mean you guess? I was like, what was the question? Like, I honestly wasn't even paying attention. I'm sorry. But
Well, I think
Well, the question is like, do you support murdering babies?
no, it
And
was
you're
literally like,
yeah, I guess.
it was like, do you think we should move the mirror over here? And I was like, yeah, I guess. She was like, why do you mean you guess? Like, what? And I was like, what was the question? But yeah, I got stories on that guy. And just talk about him all day
You're gonna
long.
rat him out on this podcast.
No, I'm not gonna rat him out. I even said
What's
his
his
name.
full government name so I can
No.
send this to him?
No,
Have I ever met him?
I don't think so.
Because it's gonna be
Unless-
on site.
Unless you went to a. Did either of you go to a birthday lunch at Outback with me on
Yeah.
Christmas Eve? Then you met him.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tea.
I don't think that if I did, I don't remember. So
Yeah.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
You're.
were you like there with them, and then we showed up with like mom,
Probably.
and
It
then
was
was
at
the first
Outback
time-
on Christmas Eve at like noon.
Yeah, it was the first time I met him. I was like really hungover, I think.
were you wearing your giraffe outfit?
No, that
No.
was Dave and Buster's.
I know.
Okay.
That's when Justin got his phone stolen, and we had to buy it back from the person.
That was crazy.
I called that phone number not knowing it was stolen, and the dude picked up. I was like,
He
"Oh,
wouldn't
sorry."
answer our phone calls.
I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I had the wrong number." He's like, "You good?" And then just like hung up. I had no idea the phone was stolen. And then so when I found out the phone was stolen, I was like, I called. The guy answered. He saw my name pop up, and he was like, "Oh."
Hey, absolutely not.
Sorry.
Tell her no. You got to be authoritative there, because she will straight up take that food from your hands if you're not authoritative. Look at her. She's like, I just want some food. But yeah, the dude wouldn't answer. Like, we could see him like beep bopping around Newport with Justin's phone, and he wouldn't answer when we called. And so, you know, when you can lock the whole phone and put a message on it, where we locked the whole phone and we're like, if you answer our calls, we'll give you $100 for giving our phone back. And so he's like, all right. And he answered and met up with us and gave the phone back, and we had to give him $100.
Nice.
That was the only way to get this dude's attention, because he was fully planning on keeping that phone.
Yeah.
He probably couldn't. I'm pretty sure he went to his house and probably couldn't figure out how to unlock it. So he was like, you know what? I'm gonna get $100 out of this. It was Christmas Eve too.
There was one time I thought my phone was stolen, and it was actually. I should probably tell the story of what happened the night before, because then it comes into this. It was. I went to a pool hall with the same guy that I was telling you about, and another friend that wasn't from the story earlier. And I got a Pepsi from like the counter or whatever. It was like an open cup. And I was drinking on it all night. And then randomly I kept getting these bouts of like, it literally felt like I was falling. Like it felt like my mind was like falling. Like I just felt like I was about to like fall through the floor or something. It was really weird. And like
Almost like dizziness in a way.
yeah, but it was like random bouts of like
I know what you're
whoa,
talking
what the
about, yeah.
fuck was that?
Like vertigo?
Almost like vertigo, but like it was like nothing was spinning. It was just like whoa, like it was like it felt like I was going, but I wasn't.
That's so scary.
I was literally like, what the fuck is happening? And then I kept getting like sicker and sicker throughout the night. And I drove and I dropped the other guys home. And at the time I lived at mom's old house. And like I tried to go to bed, but it kept like what the fuck is happening? Eventually it did turn into like I was dizzy as fuck.
You
And
were roofied.
no, that's for
Oh,
real.
that's
Like
right.
I got sick and I threw up and I felt completely fine. Like what the fuck was that?
I forgot about all
Somebody roofied you.
And I'm like, someone had to have done something.
But they didn't give you the right dosage because you didn't pass out.
that. Or maybe you didn't
So-
drink all the drink.
I didn't finish the drink.
That, yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck? And then whenever I tell that friend about it, he's like, no, dude, it was just a cigarette smoke. I'm like, I literally grew up in a basement full of cigarette smoke. I've never had a reaction to it.
Like
And
for
so
him,
he's like, you didn't, like, he literally would joke about it, like, yeah, he got drugged. Like,
like you.
I remember
lived
you
through
telling me
that.
about that.
why would I lie about that? Like, the whole night was just me, like, fucking, like, what is going on? Like,
That's
I remember
I've-
you describing it to me and me being like, you were roofied.
Yeah.
And you being like, no.
I didn't want to believe it because I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no way. But I'm like,
If you would have finished that drink, somebody would have,
well, I was with two friends, so I think, you know, I was their ride. So they would be like, what the fuck, where's this guy going? You know,
dude,
but
then they chose the wrong dude to roofie.
no, for real. So, yeah.
It's so frustrating though when someone's like tries to like narrow it down to something small when it's like you went through it, like you were terrified.
And also, it probably is the whole thing that his friend keeps joking about, because usually men don't get roofied.
Yeah.
So he probably thought that the concept of him getting roofied was absolutely ridiculous because he's a man.
And to think if it was successful and something were to actually happen to you, he would probably not believe you and like joke about it still.
Yeah.
Have you seen Baby Reindeer?
No.
I have watched part of it. It's so cringy. I have a hard time getting through it.
Cringy.
Yeah, like the girl, it just makes me go, ooh, ew.
Well, keep watching it because it's like it gets fucked up. But I don't want to ruin it. Never mind. But...
Yeah, don't tell me. I'm assuming it's something to do with SA.
So then after I got sick, I tried to go back to bed, but then I was like having a panic attack. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? So I text Maya, and she has her dad drive over to my house because we were like barely a mile away from each other. And I was like, there was a part of me that was like, I for real think I'm dying, which could have been the anxiety attack, because usually when I have panic attacks, it's usually, you're dying.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, well, I'd rather die like Mom and Chuck were in Las Vegas. So they weren't home. So that's what, okay. I remember being like, well, if I'm going to die, I'd rather die like at Maya's house than at this house by myself and not be discovered until like 2 days later. Like, you know?
If either you ever go through that where you think you've been roofied, immediately go to the emergency room so you can get tested.
No, I wish I would have done that.
I think a lot of times people don't even realize it.
Yeah.
Until like if alcohol's involved, it's a lot harder to tell if you've been roofied, because a lot of the symptoms of being roofied are similar to like the alcohol spins, right? So, I mean, you weren't drinking alcohol, so you knew for 100% fact that you were roofied.
I had Pepsi.
Plus, in that time period, you looked much younger than you were.
Yeah.
Like, you were like, what, 19?
I had facial hair, but I still was...
You still look like you were 16, 17.
I was in high school.
So you were like prime target.
I was in high school, for sure.
Then you were 16, 17. So you were targeted because you were young.
I think so.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because we weren't allowed in this place because we were underage. But, like, they still let us in because we knew the guy. But, so, Maya's dad picks me up. We go back to the house. I sleep on their couch. And then the next morning, her mom takes me over to the house to go get my car. And then I come back to Maya was with me. So from there, we had plans like going, I don't remember where the fuck we went. We went to Moe's, I remember. And we got food and we were eating. And I didn't realize it until like on the way back from Moe's that I didn't have my phone. And I was like, what the fuck? Where's my phone? Like, I swear I had it this morning. Like, how did I eat a whole meal at Moe's and not pull out my phone once?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the fuck we're talking about, but... And I remember being like, oh, well, me and Maya are, like, linked on Apple Maps or whatever, so I can go in. And we were seeing a live location of my phone, like, moving around town.
What?
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I'm like, okay, they're at this place, they're moving here. And so I was like, all right, well, we're gonna go find them, obviously. And then eventually Maya was like, well, what if they're like dangerous or whatever? So what we ended up doing was we called the police, and then we met up with the cop and explained everything to the lady. And she was like, well, just let you know, if we can't find it, there's really not much we can do. Like, I'll help you, as much as I can. And so I'm like, okay, they're currently at Meyer. Like, if we fucking block them in, if we, there's two
Hold
cars. So if I get in front of them, you get behind them, we can do like the triangulation thing that they do, like for like high speed pursuits.
You said this to the cop?
No, but I was.
He's making a joke.
But no, I was like, we can block him in. Like, I said that for sure. Like, we could for sure, like, if he's parked in like a busy spot, just park right behind him. You know what I mean?
Slash his tires so he can't go anywhere.
And it wasn't until, like, we pulled into Meyer that Maya goes, oh, that's funny, my mom's at Meyer.
Oh, shit.
I was like, oh.
You got the cops involved and everything?
Because she took you...
It slipped out of my pocket.
Ah.
And so we pull in, and I, like, flag the cop over, and she comes over, and she rolls her window down, and I'm like, we are so fucking dumb.
Disengage.
Yeah, no, like, put your gun away. It was... I explained, like, we were dumb. It slipped out of my pocket in my girlfriend's mom's car. she was cool about it. She was like, next time wear pants with pockets or something like that.
Yeah.
Or sorry, pants with a zipper on the pocket.
I still keep thinking about the time that Matthew was roofied. Okay, and this is what the aspect that I'm thinking about is if Matthew would have went to the hospital and confirmed he was roofied, they could have looked at the video footage at the place he was at.
They didn't have cameras.
They still outside.
Outside, but like, what is that?
They still could have figured. Well,
they're not gonna go through all that trouble unless somebody died. You know what I mean? Or
anyway, like if that place did have cameras, they could find the guy who did it because that guy is still out there.
I was gonna say if it's happened there before, if it's happened there one time, it's definitely happened there before, and it's probably been the same people.
Yeah.
So like that guy, until he gets caught, he's going to. I feel so bad for his victims. Yeah. Basically.
But that's not on Matthew for like.
No, but I'm saying like that if something like that happens to you, you should for sure 100% report it, even if you're not 100% sure if you were roofied or not.
I think that's hard though because
it is hard.
Because I'm just saying like a lot of people don't even process that stuff until like weeks, months, years later.
After it happened, I was just kind of like, oh, that's weird. Like, why would someone do that? There was no thought in my mind like, I need to call somebody. I need to call police. I'm like, what are they going to do?
Yeah. Well, I remember you talked to me about it right after it happened. And this was so long ago. You were in high school, so I was young. So my first response wasn't, go to the police. Because I didn't think like that either.
No.
Like, in the moment, you're like, I have to make sure that I'm, like, alive right now.
Yeah.
Like, I keep myself alive. And,
like, I ended up being fine.
Yeah.
Like, obviously. I woke up the next morning, I was fine. I didn't, like, sleep harder than I usually do or anything like that. So, I don't know.
You're just, like...
It's like, that was fucking weird.
Traumatized by it.
But I'm like, we went back there multiple times after that. And it was just as smoky because there's like people smoking there. And I never felt that way.
Yeah. Okay, Matthew, I think that you weren't roofied at all. I think it was definitely just a cigarette smoke.
Got it.
Yeah. I thought you were about to say, he's definitely the asshole.
No, definitely the cigarette smoke, dude. Like, when you breathe that shit into your lungs, it can really fuck you up.
Did you drink a lot of caffeine that day or something?
Yeah, it was definitely the soda.
It was the sugar in the drink.
I hate when people do that.
I feel like that the gym will become an addiction for me. And the reason I say that is because last time I went to the gym, I like went hard and I got like a high from it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want
like
that
a
again.
Runner's high type?
Yes. And I'm like, I felt really good for hours afterwards, like beat bopping around, you know what I mean? Like upbeat and happy. And I'm like, the serotonin pumping through my veins right now. I need that feeling again. So so Matthew was at the gym and I'm like, I want to go. Yeah. I want to go.
after I've kind of noticed this and I've had this pointed out to me by like comedians and stuff, but like when people like quit alcohol or like substances, they either get really into fitness or they go crazy on like sugary stuff.
Yeah.
It's
or
like
religion.
Or religion. But I didn't even think about that, but it's like they change their focus to something else to obsess on. It's not like they completely remove an obsession. It's just like replacing one habit with another that's better.
Like a healthier habit.
Yeah. Well, with me, I am... Okay, I hate when people say that they're OCD, but I am actually diagnosed OCD, okay? Mm-hmm. Just to clarify that to the audience, okay? With my OCD, you're distracting me with...
Sorry, I was trying to...
With my OCD, I hyper fixate on things. Plus, I have ADHD, so I'm OCD, ADHD.
It's probably just the caffeine. I don't think you actually have any disorders.
No, but I hyperfixate in things, and I have to have something that I'm absolutely obsessed with. I have to be obsessed with it, or I'm not going to keep with it. And I feel like I can feel myself sliding off, like with school, and I'm like, nope, I got to read into it. I got to research and get myself pumped up. That's why I talk about it all the time, because I have to be obsessed with it to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I have to have the obsession.
Like, you can't get bored of it or you'll just drop it.
I mean, yeah, then I won't, like, look at my crochet projects that I cleaned that one up, but there was one over there that I started and I just didn't finish. Soon I'll become obsessed with crochet again, and then I'll make a bunch of shit again. It's like a cycle.
You have to have a reason to be doing it.
Yes.
You're not doing it for no reason.
Yeah.
So, like, if you have a goal in mind, like, I'm like that with reading.
Yeah.
Like, at work, I will be able to read a book and actually understand what I'm hearing. Or what I'm hearing. I'm so used to audiobooks from my other job. I actually digest when I'm reading. But then when I go home, it's like, I'd rather be doing other things right now. But when I'm stuck at work and I have no other option, my brain is like, well, this is all I got, you know? So it's like, one, environment, and then two, the actual want. Like,
Desire.
yeah, you have to actually want it. Otherwise, you're just going to set it over to the side, you know.
And how my brain works, it's like I don't have like different scales of want. It's either I have to be all in or I don't want it at all.
Yeah, it's a switch.
Plus, I also have like object permanence.
Or you don't have object permanence.
Yeah, like if it's not directly in front of me, then I don't even think about it at all. Like
that reminds
0%.
me of my fridge. If something's hidden in my fridge, I'll forget about it. It's like
Yeah.
fruit, and I like finally look there, and I'm like, oh, this has been here for a month.
If you look and see how my fridge is set up, like there's some things in the back, but almost everything is pushed to the front, and it's because if it gets shoved to the back, it's gonna sit back there for months until usually Justin cleans out the fridge. Like,
And
I feel like one
lives.
thing that helps with my schoolwork too is if I'm like sitting here relaxing, I have the schoolwork app on my phone. And so when somebody comments on like my discussion board post or something, I'll get a notification. I'll go, oh yeah, school.
Oh yeah, I have to do that responsibility.
That exists still.
If I didn't have auto pay on for most of my bills, I don't think they'd be paid.
Absolutely.
AutoPay has fucked me so hard this month.
Really?
Fucked me in the ass raw.
What
fucking.
happened?
Oh my god. Okay, so I was like really hardcore budgeting because of how many days I missed at work. And so I'm like, okay, I'm like making a quarter of what I should be. So like I have to really make shit stretch. And yesterday I'm sitting at work on one of my breaks. I'm just on my phone and I get a text message from my bank saying a charge withdrew. And I was like, whoa. What charge? What? I open it up and I completely forgot that I did this. But like 3 months ago, I started a monthly payment on my medical bills. And I was like, well, if I split it up the next 3 months, then I'll be able to pay it off completely. So it just like pulled out $144 and I was like, fuck, no!
Oh, dude.
And then this morning I was on my phone. I was like scrolling. I was probably on Twitter or something. And I get another notification like, no. What is this now? I'm like, it was Sam's Club yearly renewal.
Oh, $100. That'll get you. Oh my fucking
It was $50.
God.
So like in the past 2 days I spent $200. I'm like, I had everything budgeted perfectly.
That is so.
So now I'm like, I'm gonna have to pull money out of my fucking
savings.
I don't even have savings anymore. I burned through that, so now I have to pull money out of my IRA. But I have money that I would be able to withdraw without getting taxed, so it's like not a big deal. But I have contributions in there. But fuck.
Like the ones that are like so far out, you forget about, and they sneak up on you.
Every year, okay, so I do not have access to this account anymore. I cannot call myself because it is dental insurance for Justin, and there's like HIPAA things because he did not sign a waiver giving me access to his medical shit, right? So I can't cancel his dental insurance, and I don't have access to his dental insurance online to cancel online. And every year we have a yearly renewal of his dental insurance. Every year in May, they take about $500 out of my bank account, and I forget about it every year. I mean, you imagine, like, that's like a fourth of my income, because I only pull in like $2,000 a month.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like a week of pay.
That is a week of pay coming straight out of my bank account. Every year in May. Last month it happened, and I called Justin screeching.
Yeah, speaking of job, right after I got the notification saying that it pulled out $50 from my account, another 50. I was like, fuck. Well, this time it was on a credit card that like I have at an amount that I don't want it to be at. So I'm like, I have to pay even more off this month for it. I got an email from my hiring agency and they were like, we're giving everyone a $2 raise.
Oh shit.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, next paycheck, so the hours that I worked this week, next Friday will be $2 an hour more.
Oh hell.
And I worked 6 hours of overtime. So I'm making $22 an hour now. So on overtime I'll be making $33.
Oh,
so for 6 hours I'm making $33.
That is awesome. That's about what I make on my overtime, because you make as much as I do now.
Yeah.
I make $21.75 or some shit like that.
Dude, I won up, Joe. I said I make 25.
I mean, you're a man, so you make more than one.
Yeah, you're making 75 cents to my dollar, dude. Literally.
I think it's time for a revolution. Becca, you want to join? You want to join my cause?
Let's do it.
I'll literally just kill you.
Oh
Damn.
my
I will
god.
for
His
real.
bare
I was gonna
hands.
say let's lock all the men in a cage at like a zoo.
No, dude.
Let's do it.
I'm about to
With
put you
the
in a
tiger.
Dude, you know what
headlock.
we could do? We could put them all in a giant like
A
arena.
rubber room.
No.
A rubber room full of wats.
Crazy. I was crazy once. No, like an arena. Like remember Matthew was talking about last time. Put in all the
Gladiator.
criminals. We'll put all the men in an arena and just make them like figure out how to survive on their own.
And then we'll put all the women in a household and then make them all cook for the next 6 years and see who likes it.
That's exactly
What?
what women do now.
So just
What the fuck
survive?
do you mean?
Yeah, well, that's what you want men to do. You want us to survive in harsh conditions. It will make you survive and
Normal conditions
normal
that they do
conditions.
anyway, while
But I'm
also
just saying-
working a full-time job.
a household full of women. Beef is gonna ensue. People are gonna start
There's
cat
TV
fights.
shows.
Cat fights. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, it would be like great for a week, and then after that, it'd be like, "Did you hear what Melissa said about me?" I heard what Melissa said about me
Missy.
through Andrea
Melissa is a
and
bitch.
Megan. Yeah, telephone.
Yeah, I mean, the drama. I don't know how those dudes with multiple wives do it.
I know how they do it. Long dick style.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
I like it. We're both like,
I don't even know what meme that's from. I just remember being like, long dick style.
Okay, you ready for the Am I the Asshole? Because we're already 50 minutes. 50 minutes in.
I guess we can do it.
What do you mean you guess?
I don't know.
There's
I
one
just,
of those
I just feel
things.
like there's something else I was gonna say. I can't remember.
Oh,
what it
finish
was.
up your thought while I pull this up.
Well, you finish my thought for me, woman.
You said you were gonna
Female.
do women
Oh,
long
sorry,
dick style.
no, woman. No, that's not what I said. I said that guy who has multiple wives is gonna. You said how do they do it? And I'm like, I know exactly how they do it.
By beating them into submission.
He beat the. I'm not gonna say that.
Ew.
My mom wants
I
to
like
say
how we're like, let's lock men in a cage in an arena where they have to like survive. And
that. I'm
Matthew's
like,
like,
long dick style.
and Matthew was like, let's put women in a house and make them cook and clean.
It's like, so what we do
Yeah.
I'm
now?
like, yeah, while also working full time. Like, you're meaning that you're gonna take away half of my workload?
Thanks. So helpful.
Okay, this is the gross one that I'm gonna make Matthew read more than likely. I chose shorter ones this
Thank
time
you.
because Matthew can't read.
If I have to,
Now you
no,
can't read.
that's not the case. If I have to
can't
scroll
read.
more than once, I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Well, the longer ones, they do better. Okay, well, one was freaking deleted because I don't screenshot apparently. That sucks. This one it had to do with it said, "Am I an asshole for punching my kid?"
Probably.
And now it's gone. It's gone.
Oh,
He's like,
Okay.
I am the asshole, and I have evidence, so I need to
unless
tweet
they're
it.
unless they're trying to kill somebody.
All
Unless-
right.
You have to have a really just reason for
Like if-
punching your. Like I'm assuming like in the face.
Yeah, like if they have a knife to you, that's like the only.
If someone's in danger, if they're about to kill one of your animals, or like if they're possessed by a demon and they're sucking the
Where
soul
was-
out.
In that post that was deleted, it was basically like, "Am I the asshole for punching my kid?" His kid kept punching his younger kid repeatedly, and he wouldn't stop. So he grabbed him by his arm and punched him in his arm. Not like hard enough to leave a mark, but hard enough for it to hurt. And then the
Yeah.
kid stopped punching the little kid. But he's like, "Am I the asshole?" Because his wife blew up on him and called him
Yeah.
abusive and stuff.
Kind of can't do that. Even
can't
is
hit
that what you're
kids.
talking about when we walked in? I was like spanking. I was like, whoa.
Well,
Is that what you guys are talking about?
no,
Oh,
I
okay.
was talking about a new study that came out that shows like
That
that they-
spanking works every time.
No, that's like actually really.
No, it's terrible.
horrifying.
It's terrible. Yeah.
Well, I mean, physical abuse is not the way to go.
I think
At least
that's.
in my opinion.
I think
Like,
that's.
we've never had to spank once. Okay, like
The
he
thought that
listens
people
by
think
just
they
talking to him.
have to is insane to
Yeah.
me.
I feel
you-
like it's apparently losing their temper. I feel like we're gonna get a lot of backlash
Oh,
for
yeah.
that, but like,
It's probably like the reason why I'm so afraid of confrontation.
yeah.
Like if I like imagine being at work and be like, well, if I speak up about this thing, they're gonna bend me over and pull my pants down and spank me with a belt.
you know what's
Long
funny?
dig style.
You know what's funny? Our parents, like mom and dad, they grew up in like what the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
They had free reign. Their parents pretty much just sent them out and let them do whatever they wanted, and that's how generations were before that. Our generation and Matthew's generation is technically our generation. Me and you, Becca, is the first generation that was micromanaged.
like helicopter parents.
Yes. And then also because Matthew's like at the beginning of his generation. So he will be considered elder Gen Z.
True.
Well, I wasn't. I mean, yeah, I was micromanaged, but mom was a lot more lenient on me.
But
Like-
our generation, me and Becca, like, we couldn't go outside and play by ourselves. Like, we
I
had
was allowed to.
Well, to an extent, it depends.
Right.
Like,
Well, she was like, just stay in the neighborhood. Like, that was her whole thing. Stay in the neighborhood, be back in like 2 hours. Like, it was.
well, our
I wonder-
rules was mom had to be able to see us, and if she couldn't
Oh,
see
yeah.
us,
I wonder
I
if
remember that.
they do that because when they were let free as a kid to do whatever,
They were doing
stuff,
bad shit.
fucked
stuff
up
like
shit happened to them.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say they probably got traumatized some way or another,
Mhm.
so they're like they're trying to do better,
Yeah.
but then while doing better, it's like sometimes it can be overbearing.
Well, if you look back in the past, like I said, you see all these movies of older generation kids of like them just riding their bike through the neighborhood by themselves, doing whatever they want. We're the first generation of micromanaged children.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're also a generation who looks for approval more. Like we need that approval from a
Yeah.
higher
People
up.
pleasers.
We're people pleasers. And we're a lot I feel like we're a lot more polite than like example a boomer. We have a lot more patience for nonsense. And it's because we had to deal with it our whole lives. And we were taught that it doesn't matter what an adult is saying, you shut your fucking mouth. Unfortunately. Anyway. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for giving away part of my husband's and I's emergency fund? My brother lost his job recently. His wife is a stay-at-home mom with no kids, or stay-at-home wife with no kids, and their emergency fund is running out quickly. He is in the process of finding a new one, but they are really struggling. And I felt bad not to help in any way. My husband and I, on the other hand, have 2 stable jobs and have an emergency fund that has excess money in it. 24 plus months of our normal expenses. So I sent them a not too big portion of our fund just to relieve some of the stress and buy them some time. My husband found out extremely quickly and now he is really upset. But I told him about my brother's situation and hope he'd understand it a bit. Am I the asshole? I feel like I probably am.
Here's the thing. Probably should have talked to him about it. If it's both of your guys' money, it's also his money.
Mm-hmm.
You should have talked about it, but like at the same time, if you didn't give, like if you have 24 months worth of money, you know how quickly you can just put that back in over time. Like another month or two, you could probably put in whatever you took out. Definitely should have communicated, but at the same time, it's not. I mean, I don't know the money. I don't know the amounts. If it was like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, that's a big deal. If it's just like a few $100 here,
Well, if they both make good money, 24 months plus of income, let's say that's probably like $200,000.
if you have enough money to save up for the next 2 years, like
Mhm.
if you lost your job right now and you decided, I don't want to work for the next 2 years, and you could,
Mm-hmm.
you're fine,
Yeah.
honestly. But at the same time, it's also her money. So it's like, it's an issue of just communication, I think.
I think that once you get married, it's not mine and yours, it's ours. Yeah. And she decided to give the money to her brother without even discussing it with her husband. That is his money too.
Yeah.
It is both of their money.
If she gave her own money, that's different.
Well, they're married.
Well, you can have your own separate checking account.
Yeah,
you can have your own separate, and then, I mean, I'm not saying like that's how it should be.
Yeah.
I mean, I know everyone's different, but
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hear any of the story. I disassociated. Like after that conversation, I just kind of was like,
essentially,
Yeah.
sorry.
You're okay.
the lady's brother was in financial trouble. She pulled a little bit of money out of the joint savings between her and her husband. The husband got upset because he wasn't in the loop about it.
She gave money to
Oh.
her brother without talking to her husband first out of their emergency
Yeah.
fund.
But it's a really
What-
big emergency.
What was the
fund.
money for?
For
He's unemployed and would burn through all of his savings and has not found a job yet.
I think offering a little bit of help is. I mean, obviously helping is fine. It was the communication that was the problem.
Also,
Yeah.
with the brother's scenario, the brother's wife is a stay-at-home wife. They have no kids. Why can't she get a job temporarily to help?
Oh. Yeah,
That's a whole nother thing. Like, I don't think that I would be giving money to either of you if you had a significant other who didn't work. You know what I mean? I'd be like, why can't they pick up the slack?
Wait, so the brother had a stay-at-home mom?
Oh, I thought you meant
Yeah.
her.
I thought you meant her. I
Yeah,
was like, whoa, whoa,
damn.
whoa. That's why I was
Like,
like, whoa. Hold
I'm
on.
fine with stay-at-home wives, but when there's financial trouble, you should go out and get a job
When you can.
because you guys are a team unit once you're married.
Yeah.
You guys have to work together to make ends meet.
But did he like lose his job out of nowhere, or was it like? Does it not say?
It just says he lost his job recently, and their emergency fund is running out quickly.
Because like if that shit happens without any like warning,
Mm-hmm.
it can be really hard to like
Yeah.
find a job quickly because you didn't like see it coming.
And
I
then
wonder how long he's been unemployed.
with these Reddit stories, it's kind of hard to like know for sure if that's how it happened. Because
Yeah.
like language is very important.
Yeah.
She's saying that he lost his job, but it very well could have been like he quit his job.
Yeah.
Or he
Yeah.
could have been fired or something like.
He murdered.
And she
someone.
said recently, and what's recently to her? Was it 6 months ago?
Yeah.
2 days.
Like if her brother has been unemployed for 6 months, I'm sorry, but like you could even get a shitty job somewhere because $15 an hour is better than zero.
Yeah.
I would have been like helping them try to find like a credit card or something.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, after I got my raise, the first thing I did was I went over on Discover and I was like, up my credit card limit because now I have a higher threshold.
Yeah.
So
That's what I try to do, and they decline me because I make more money now, and they're like, no.
they gave me an extra $500 increase. I was like, sweet.
If I up my credit limit, it would make. What is happening?
Are you itching or something? What's...
She's like, "Can you scratch me?"
She literally was like,
She has flea medicine, so she shouldn't have fleas.
I just love how dogs are like, they're awkward with eye contact. Like they'll look at you and be like, I love it.
They do.
Especially with baby. She just did that to me. Like she looked at me and then was like,
Okay, I think that they're the asshole for not discussing it
Yeah.
with their husband
I agree.
You
first
should've-
because it's not her money 100%, it's their money. Can you imagine, Becca, if me and you had a joint bank account and we were both, let's say we lived together, okay, and we're both putting money in there, and then I decided to give some of the money away without discussing it with you?
yeah.
I'd be pissed.
Mhm.
It's like if we were to get a group baking account for the pod and then like one day you check it, you're like, why are we missing like $200?
Yeah.
Be like, oh, I decided that I wanted to go out and buy
Like,
this. It's
I
like you have
wanted
to
to buy-
discuss it.
I wanted to buy a grill for my teeth. I want to walk in with gold teeth. I'm like, that's not
Okay,
not-
this
These
one,
boys old grill.
that's not a business expense.
content warning for this one. This one
Like
is
trigger
gross.
warning?
Piss, shit, blood, cum, toenails,
It's
fingernails, teeth,
gross.
spit,
Flesh.
hair, eyeballs.
And it talks
Eyelashes?
about being intimate with somebody,
Ew.
and it's gross.
Oh, you're making me read it, great.
Yeah, I am.
She farted on my dick and then she.
It's really gross.
Am I the asshole for not wanting to be intimate with my boyfriend due to his hygiene? My boyfriend, 26 and I.
triggered.
Whoa. Well,
Mhm.
first, right off the bat, my boyfriend, 26 and I, female 20. Hold on.
When did you get together?
I've been together for a little over a year now. So 25 and
Oh,
19.
that's a
Okay,
little-
okay. When we first met, I never told him.
Dude, I was 19 and Justin was 30.
Not
You're a
saying-
victim,
hey,
Caitlin.
Hey.
I tell him that. I'm like, he groomed me.
I'm just saying. When we first met, I never told him no to sexual things, and our relationship involved a lot of it. We have had issues in our relationship that I feel maybe have impacted my want to have sex from him. 9 times out of 10, I don't want sex when he does. He always wants head as well, and I hate giving him it. My boyfriend struggles when showering, because he says it's hard for him, which I understand. Right off the bat.
How many UTIs has she had? Is my question.
It gets worse.
I'm so triggered right
it
now.
gets worse.
Everyone has something that they find challenging. However, I talked to him about it. I talked to him about it the other day. He never smells like his armpits or body. It's just down there, and down there is uncut. And I explained, you really have to take care of that. I tried so hard to be nice and not embarrass him, but he immediately got upset and explained that if he smells down there, it's because of the fluids my body is leaving on him.
What?
Okay,
And that's
hang on.
what my spit is for, to clean it and get rid of the taste or smell.
Do you know what when they say uncut, a lot of people in the comments were really confused as what uncut
Oh, like
meant.
uncircumcised.
Yes.
I didn't.
At
Wait.
first I thought you meant like groomed.
No, down there is
Yeah.
uncut, meaning
Groomed?
he's hairy as fuck.
No.
What?
It means uncircumcised. That's where the smell is coming from.
Because you have to like pull it back and clean it.
Yeah. And
Wait.
some men don't. The OP had a comment talking about his wiener was uncut. like down further.
Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You just need to know how to clean it.
It's not grooming. It's not trimming the hair or anything.
Well, he does have a problem with hygiene, so it's probably safe to say that he is hairy too.
Yeah, it probably is hairy.
so
But
it's like
hair
dull.
doesn't hold as much as like a flap.
Oh my god. I mean, there's a difference, but hair can still get nasty.
A
Dude.
warm flap.
Ooh. Pull that shit back and it's like stringy.
Well, have you like? Okay, if you don't, if you're uncircumcised and you don't clean, and you do not clean,
Yeah.
it gets like
Crusty.
skunk,
You can get infected.
and
like-
it.
I just
causes
imagine it smells
infections.
like the back of an earring.
It probably smells worse than that.
Oh God.
Like I kind of know to an extent like stinky
Well,
Nether
you're a
regions?
dude and you
Yeah.
have dick.
like it can get bad.
Yeah.
Now
like-
imagine having a flap.
Imagine having an area that just builds moisture and it's not like breathable.
like
it's-
Because it's enclosed.
It's like how do I explain this? It's like using this is very different obviously. It's like working out and then you're like drenched and let's say you have a sweaty sock and you leave it in a backpack zipped up. Maybe it dries, but the smell is in there.
Yeah.
The bacteria
It
is
doesn't like
in
fully
there.
dry either.
If you leave it there long enough, mushrooms might sprout out that motherfucker. Not saying this has ever happened to me,
and
of course.
he wants her to put her mouth.
He's like, dude,
on it.
Clean it.
I actually I don't believe in washing my dick. I believe in letting my woman wash it for me with her mouth.
I wonder if he gets off from this, like knowing that it's
Oh,
disgusting,
Dude,
and her putting her mouth on it.
we have very completely different beliefs. I'm like, you're not touching me unless I'm clean.
I'm wondering like what she means also, because some of these don't have enough information.
Right, like when
What she means when showering is difficult for him. Like, is he a bigger dude, or is he like really, really depressed? Because there's been times where I got so depressed where showering was just like the biggest chore ever.
I don't think he understands how bad it is. I literally can't. Oh, I literally can't. He told me he misses when I always wanted him, and I understand it's probably hurts him, and I know it would hurt me. I'm not exactly sure why I don't want sex from him anymore, but I know the head part is because of hygiene. He says how he always does sexual things for me when I ask, and he is right. I just hate the smell and the taste of him unless he just showered. I literally told him about it, and he hasn't changed his showering habits, but still wants head from me. Am I the asshole for not wanting to give him some?
No. Like, it
Mhm.
doesn't
No.
matter the reason. A
No.
no is a no. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, I mean, in this case, the reason does matter a whole lot. Because
It
I'm
does,
sorry,
yeah.
I'm not putting your genitals in my mouth if they're not clean.
I can't imagine trying to pressure someone like I'm aware that it smells and then I'm like trying to be like, yeah, but I want you to do it anyway. Like, I can't imagine like actually like
And he's like, but your mouth cleans it.
that is so
the way God intended.
that's gross.
That is like when I read this, I was like, ugh, and I almost went past it. I'm like, no, this is really
Yeah.
good content.
Cut. If you're circumcised or uncircumcised, hygiene is very important down there.
Yeah.
You can get deodorants to help with smells and like chafing and stuff like that, or just like moisturizers to keep things balanced.
I think deodorants and stuff down there, though. Imagine that in your mouth.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no. Would you rather have deodorant in your mouth or like?
How about you take a
Whatever this
shower
guy-
before you do? How about that?
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying hygiene is important. Like, you don't have to like do all that shit. Like, I don't, but
It's
there
just,
is
like,
some people who
courtesy.
do need it because there's levels to this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just like some people don't really exude a lot of like BO.
Mhm.
Like they don't. Some people just don't use deodorant and they're fine. But like some people don't use deodorant and they're not fine.
Yeah.
It's the person.
and their smell lingers when they leave the room.
Oh my god, my brain can't even fathom how bad two dudes smell at my work who just got hired the other day.
Oh no.
Holy fuck, cat piss.
Really?
Yeah. Like we call them the disgusting brothers because
Aw.
they smell so fucking
They're brothers?
bad. We don't
now,
know.
Now
They're-
imagine, Matthew, putting them in your mouth.
Oh.
well, for one, I wouldn't, even if they were Ryan Reynolds. Okay, but like,
Really?
dude.
like, are you sure?
Oh great, 1 million calls recalled affected models in Dodge. I drive a Dodge, so I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah, they smell really bad. Like they smell so bad that like when you smell them, the smell is almost solid. It's like a
Like
powder.
hits you.
Like a
It's-
thick blanket in
It's
the
like
air.
you know when you smell like ammonia, like those smelling salts. It
I've
literally
never
like
done
it feels like you're getting punched in the head.
God.
Like it's whoa, like
Could it
it's
be meth?
well, that's what
Remember?
we thought, but I don't think it is
It's probably just cat piss.
because they're big dudes. So I'm like, if they were on meth, they're probably
They probably just have a lot of cats.
But do these cats just piss all over them?
If they're dudes, let's say they live alone, okay, and they don't have like a wife or anything to help them clean, and they just leave their laundry all over the floor, and they have a lot
That's
of cats.
like the
Here's the
only
thing.
way, I think.
Here's the thing. They both are kind of oily.
Yeah, so that tells me that they don't keep their house clean.
Or they
either.
don't keep themselves clean.
Mhm.
You think they smell like them
I think
themselves smell like cat
they
pee?
do, and I think their clothes does. And yeah, it's not good. It's really bad. Like we have a group chat. I think I told you guys about this. How we just bully other people. Like we're like, dude, fucking. There was one guy that was like, "Has anyone smelled these guys yet?" And I was like, "I thought it was just me." I'm like, we literally were like, we've been talking about it
Aw.
for the past week. Like they will we will be 10 feet away from them. But like we work with servers, so like there's fans moving. So like
Oh,
it carries their
no.
smell to you. It's almost like when you're at a lake and someone's on the other side and you're whispering, the sound travels.
Yeah.
It's the same thing but with smells. So like they just walk by like 10 feet away, like not even walking into your aisle, and you're just like, ooh. The whole week has just been like, dude, they smell so fucking bad. Or like giving theories as to why they smell bad. And like
One of them was
discussing
meth?
things that they do.
Okay.
Well, meth was brought up because it smells like meth.
Yeah.
But we're all like, well, these are kind of bigger guys. So we don't think, because if they were on meth, they would probably be a little bit slimmer. They'd probably be like slim, like my build. Like that would make sense.
Well, if they just cook it,
But then why would they work at the place that I work?
because they have to launder the money somehow. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. What if it's like a whole undercover boss type situation? It's all just a test, and they like put out the group chat to the public on the
Hey,
TV show.
It is what it is.
And it's like
If it happens,
they like come
guilty
over
as
to
charged.
you,
Yeah.
and you go into like the big room with like the interview, and they're like, just I'm the CEO of this company, and we've heard what you've been saying about us.
I don't
You
like
fucking
see.
stink, dude. You smell so bad. Dude, I was on my laptop. I'm in the line. You're not even near me, and I smell you. CEO of
It's
fucking
like-
stink, dude.
But it's like the fart spray, but it's like cat piss spray that they've been spraying on themselves.
It's coyote piss. Oh my god, they're hunters.
What if it?
They're hunters.
They're hunters.
It's coyote piss.
It's
They're going,
like Sam and Dean Winchester.
dude. Oh my god, they smell
Carry
so.
on my wayward son. Yeah, they only got the job there because they're hunting a monster. I know you meant like literal hunters.
No, I know. I'm just thinking about how, like, if you guys could smell the smell that I smell,
The
that's
smell
smelly.
smells smelly.
It is
Like,
rank.
so it's just straight like cat pee.
It reeks until it shrieks. Like it's bad. Like I don't even know.
I'd bring this up with HR and be like,
That's what we're gonna do because it's a
Yeah.
hostile work environment because it's an
It's-
attack of these senses.
A lot of employee hand manuals, is that the word? Handbooks?
Yeah.
Say that you need to keep up with personal hygiene. That's
Yeah.
one of the rules. So if someone is like, it's like distracting you.
See, usually they do that. They don't.
Oh no.
I think it's because of how diverse it is and how many different cultures get a lot of different smells, especially with the food. Like, you walk in the break room, you're like, oh my god, what the fuck is that? But it's just some dude's just cooking his food. I'm like, he's minding his business, he's having a good time, and I'm over here going, oh my god, it smells so bad. I'm like, I'm not gonna, ooh. Like, obviously, I can't complain about that
So they
because
don't
that's
have
fucked
like
up.
a handbook or anything.
Well, they do have a handbook, but they don't mention anything about smells. One
Ah.
guy went in and looked at it.
Well,
hygiene,
usually
though.
hygiene is like
Yeah.
very important and it should be, it's assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just for sanitary reasons and like
Well, also, what if these dudes are like also like homeless and that's the only clothes that they have and they can't wash them and they like live in their car with their cat?
I know for a fact there is no cat because, or at least if they are living in their car, there is no cat because the other day I went on break and I was eating in my car. They were parked next to me and they're in like a minivan. Like, you know how hot it was the last couple of days? That cat would have died. That's probably what if the cat is dead. The cat's dead in the car and that fucking reeks.
the cat's in their pocket, their back pocket,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
in pieces as a memorial.
One time when I worked at Waffle House, somebody gave me a kitten and I stuck it in my apron pocket and I continued to take orders and stuff.
Did you forget about it?
No, like I'd be talking to people and then it would poke its head out and people would be like, "Oh my god!" And I'd be like,
It's unsanitary.
Yeah,
Get that
well,
out of my face.
well, whenever it would poke its head out, I'd be like, "Don't tell anyone it's in my pocket," and then I'd run away with it because I could have lost my job for having a cat in my pocket.
What happened to the cat?
I don't remember. I think that I just like somebody brought it over, and I was like, "That's cute." It was their cat,
Okay.
and they were outside talking. It was like only for like an hour.
I thought it like disappeared in the kitchen and like
No,
someone ate
it was
it.
somebody else's kittens. One of my coworkers' cats had kittens,
Oh,
and I
okay.
took one of the kittens and I put it in my pocket. The apron pockets were like this big.
So it was like a baby.
Yeah,
But yeah, we should probably wrap it up.
yeah.
We're at like an hour 24
Yeah,
on
we
my
see.
or 25 on you guys.
Thanks for watching.
I wish they could see her face and how she's looking at me.
She holds eye contact so intensely.
Yeah, no, and it's like you can see her like whenever she gets like upset. If you don't touch her, her face will literally shake while she's staring at you like that too. Like, but she needs attention 24/7 all the time, and I promise you guys, she gets plenty of attention. She just gets upset when she demands it, and you tell her no.
Yeah.
She just wants love all the freaking time, consistently.
Yeah.
If she could, she would crawl inside my skin and live there.
And she was crawling inside the uncircumcised penis.
I mean, maybe she could clean that guy's dick for him.
Oh my.
Oh, okay.
She does like earwax, so
Yeah.
she would probably enjoy some
The yeast.
foreskin wax. Tip wax.
I'm just over here.
Do you think
violently
Shrek
shaking
was
her.
uncircumcised?
No.
Shrek? Probably.
So like, you
He
know
was,
how
oh yeah, sorry.
the wax that came out of his ear? Imagine the wax that came out of his.
He can't even pull that shit back. It's like cemented in. It's, ow, ow, ow. Don't get it. Hurts.
Donkey. All right. Well, thank you for
Yeah.
watching.
This episode was...
We love you.
I'm not ready to say that yet, but
I like you guys a lot.
you guys are pretty cool.
But only as friends. I friend zoned in them.
We can be friends with benefits, but you have to subscribe first.
Whoa. Whoa. No. Don't tell them that. They're going to fly over from India and knock on your door. Dude, are you for real? We could be friends with benefits? You're going to say that to a bunch of people from India?
Yes.
Dude,
We don't
that's
even
crazy.
have an Indian audience.
I do. Me and Becca do.
Yeah, but no, we don't.
They don't know about us
I've checked
yet.
our demographics.
They don't know about us
It's
yet.
like the UK and the United
No,
States.
dude. Ours,
Right now.
mine was off the charts, like 40% from India.
Mine was German on my
Dude.
personal TikTok.
You should have saw the comment section on my videos. They're all like, beautiful girl, kind of weird looking guy. That's okay.
Are they dating?
Yeah. Oh my, that was another thing.
Are you
Kiss?
single?
Yeah, but that was mainly my friends or just random trolls or whatever. But that was a funny bit.
I want to see you kiss on the mouth. Like, we're siblings. We're related.
Like,
Please
all right,
stop.
cool.
We have the same spit, okay?
I'm gonna cut to the part where you guys are kissing, or like they would say timestamp they kiss here, and it'd be like 11:26, and then you click on it, and it's like, I'm not saying that I clicked on it because I was like, whoa, we kissed. This is news to me. I got roofied and Maya and Becca's kissing me. What the fuck?
Ew.
I'm like, I'm falling, and then Becca's like,
Look at you.
whoa, I can't.
Look at you.
I'm so fucking dizzy right now, and you're like, dude, come here, dude. Yeah.
Dude.
And then I edited this, and I was like, I should leave this in the video.
So everyone can see.
Yeah. This is gonna go hard, and
I'd be calling the cops if I saw that video.
this is gonna go super hard in India. Indians well, yeah, no, they're called Indians. I'm thinking Indians as in Native Americans.
As of right now, I only have 12 friends with benefits because we only have 12 subscribers.
Don't say that.
Like-
Don't say that, dude.
Well, okay, the benefits is a very loose term.
No.
The benefit is you get to watch me.
Watch you what?
Like
On this
OnlyFans?
podcast. No, on this podcast.
It's friends with benefits. The benefit is you get to watch.
You get to watch me in this podcast. Okay, I'm gonna cut that. Jesus fucking Christ.
This is not sounding the way you want it to
No,
sound.
it's not. It's sounding so bad.
Okay, wait, no, not friends with benefits. It's I'm in a 12 situationships. How about that?
Situationships? What? Dude,
That implies
Dude.
that there's something else going on there.
It's like we're not in a relationship, but we're like
I almost
Fucking
want to say
on the low.
something.
No.
I almost want to say something that's like controversial, so we get off this topic.
Okay,
Okay,
never
goodbye.
Like
Like,
so,
comment, subscribe.
demographically, black people. No, I'm kidding.
Oh
Cut
god,
that.
no, it goes
Cut
straight to racist.
Cut that. I'm about to just start saying the N-word, so like you have to cut this out.
Becca will figure out a way. She'll deep dive in the YouTube tutorials to figure out how to cut specifically your voice.
I'll just
Yeah.
mute it. I'll mute your mic the whole time.
What? You can't even do that.
I can.
No,
Yes, I can.
they're not individual.
Yes, they are.
There's 3 different tracks, but they all have all 3 mics on.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great rest of your day. I will talk to you later as your tech support agent when you call into Amazon and you cannot log into your account. I will be there to help you and get you through it. I am your friend with benefit. Hello, Becca. I'm finally here. I paid thousands of rupees to be here, and you're going to tell me no? I'm your friend with benefit. You told me. Where's the other 11 guys? Are they supposed to be here too?
Take it back, okay?
Thank you.
I'm scared
Thank
now.
you. Goodbye.